The new Challengers was released on November 7th, 2014. This set not only bolstered the Duelist Alliance archetypes in Shaddoll, Burning Abyss, and Satellar Knight, but also introduced the first ever Tier 1 competitive pendulum archetype in Qliphort. Shaddoll, Burning Abyss, and Qliphort would end up forming a rock, paper, scissors, or triangle meta where each deck would excel in one matchup and be vulnerable in another. In this series, both MBT and myself will be traversing the sands of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Each episode will take a deep dive into Yu-Gi-Oh's past formats and unlock new strategies as new sets become available. Strap yourselves in because anything is possible. Welcome to the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content.
Oh my god, I cannot believe we lost that last one. Well, I know when I've been outplayed, and for better or for worse, Alex absolutely mind-gamed me. Now we are playing Qliphort versus their worst matchup, Burning Abyss. Now, I've already talked at length about what Qliphort is and how it works, but I've picked a different list for this episode. This is Jeffrey Torres's list from YCS Anaheim, and it's got some very strange techs. First up is Laser Qli. A lot of the reason you would get run over in Qliphort is because you can only summon the one monster your first turn. While it can't be destroyed by battle, it can be destroyed by card effects, and an opponent with any card effect destruction can put in a ton of damage. Now that Virgil is more widespread, it's also very easy to just cycle your monster away, and then dome you for a ton. Laser Qli helps just a little bit by allowing you to perform 2 normal summons. You can of course normal summon a Qliphort twice, or you can maybe even get a powerful disc play up if you have access to Sacrifice on turn 1. After that, we've got one limiter removal. This is a very weird card in Qliphort. Play was not widespread, but it does serve a very particular purpose. Your first turn, when you're trying not to get run over, this allows you to potentially combat trick your opponent out of one battle phase, but it also allows you to plus, because it destroys all of your machine monsters at the end of the turn, and because Sacrifice only has to be sent from the field to the graveyard, you can use it on a turn where you are already ahead and your opponent hasn't gone to the battle phase to cycle all of your Qlis in the end phase, search a bunch of cards with Sacrifice, and then pendulum summon them all back on your turn. We're playing 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, double Pot of Duality, triple sack, triple Summoner's Art, 2 Madolche Knights. This is a very interesting tech card. If you have no monsters in your graveyard, you can negate the activation of a monster effect, and then if you control a Madolche Puddingcess, you can shuffle a card from your opponent's hand back into the deck. That's never going to happen, but the first part always will. That's because pendulum monsters, when they're destroyed, go to the face-up extra, not the graveyard. Finally, we've got 3 Skill Drain, 2 Trap Stun, 2 Vanity's Emptiness, and 2 Wiretap. On the side, we've got the hands, Night Beam, Spell Shattering Arrow, Black Horn of Heaven, Climate Change, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror, and a Soul Drain. In the extra, we've got a bunch of garbage, but also we've got Sheki Naga, which is funny. Wish us luck for one of our worst matchups. I'm not optimistic, but even if we lose, we'll get him next time with Stealth.
How did we beat Qli with Shaddoll? That's insane. That never happens. That's not how the triangle format's supposed to work. The triangle goes the other way. I'm not complaining. We're out of the shirt of shame, ladies and gentlemen, and we are on the board for Duelist Alliance format, and we're back playing probably the more favorable matchup of the two now, which is Burning Abyss, and boy, did this deck receive an upgrade from the new challengers. Holy shit. So let's go ahead and do the card by card and get into it. I know you guys are excited to see. So we have new main deck monsters as well as extra deck monsters here. So Alec, Malebranche of the Burning Abyss, and Calcab are the new contenders for the main deck, as well as Rubik, actually. I forgot about this one as well. So all of them still have the same effect that they can be special summoned if you control no back row, but they can't use any of their other effects. The other effect that they each have is that when they're sent to the grave, Alec can negate the effect of a monster, Calcab can bounce a set back row, and Rubik doesn't actually do anything, but it's just a tuner, which is very important for our new extra deck monster in Virgil, Rockstar of the Burning Abyss. This card is incredible. It's actually generic, which is very interesting. You can only control one of it. Once per turn, you can discard a BA card, target a card your opponent controls or in their graveyard, very important, shuffle it into the deck. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can draw 1 card. You can only use that effect of Virgil once per turn. Keep in mind that if you successfully summon Virgil, Seer can keep bringing it back because it was successfully summoned. So this is another card you want to try to get into rotation because it makes your Seers that much more deadly. Even though it does disrupt the Dante Seer loop, Virgil is still a fantastic card for all sorts of matchups during during this format. But we still have the traditional BAs. We have 3 Seer, we have 3 Graph, we have 3 Skarm, and of course we have the other cards like BLS and Triple Tour Guide. That's all you need now, and the fact that we have more BA names means we're able to go into the extra deck a lot more frequently. You see down here now, we're not playing into the Astro Force stuff. We have 3 Dante. We have almost all the good rank 3s in the game now. It's just much cleaner than the previous list. But this is how decks evolve, right? So 19 monsters. For the spells, we have Allure of Darkness because everything in our deck is dark. Foolish Burial can act as anything we want in the grave. Triple MST, again, very important just to be able to deal with stuff like Vanity's Emptiness. Raigeki, I think this card actually just came off the ban list, and so people were wanting to play this. Just a fantastic blowout card. And then we have a card that all the time people think that this is the most hype card in existence, and it is, to be fair, because anytime you see a card in Yu-Gi-Oh! That says draw 3, of course it's going to demand attention, and that is the beginning of the end. This card reads, if you have 7 or more dark monsters in your graveyard, banish 5 of them, draw 3 cards. So in a mid to late game scenario, it's not hard to have more than 7 in your grave because of how much you're going to mill with Dante. You get to draw 3, that's going to turn the game around in an instant. But it's sort of like Pot of Avarice, where it's only good in like the mid to late game, which is why they're not going to max out on this. I'm just happy we get to show this off. I think this is really sick. And then for the traps, 1 Compulse, triple Fire Lake of the Burning Abyss. Holy shit, this card is insane. So this card reads, send 2 face-up Burning Abyss monsters you control to the graveyard, then target up to 3 cards on the field, destroy those targets. This card is what took Burning Abyss over the top, because you're now able to just decimate any and all of your opponent's back row. You can destroy their monsters, and if they're not floating, like, you're just going to get so much value back out of this, because initially most people looked at this card and thought, well, it's a 3 for 3, and it does require setup because I need 2 face-up BAs in order to use this. But the thing is, when it comes to this card, you're going to get most of your value back. Let's say you just have like a Dante, and maybe you have like a Skarm or a Seer face-up, right? Well, if you Fire Lake, Dante's going to get a card back. Anything under the Dante is going to trigger, so if you have like Skarm or anything, that's going to get a trigger during the end phase. And then Seer is also going to get something back from the graveyard, or Graph will summon something from the deck. Calcab can bounce something, which doesn't really count as destroying, but I mean, it's like a pseudo +1, right? So in essence, you're sort of going like +2 to +3 on this exchange, which once people figured out how to make this card work, this card was a 3 of mandatory in every single deck. It's not obviously good in every single matchup, but for most matchups, this card was just game over. We also have the original traps like Karma Cut and Phoenix Wing Wind Blast because they're chainable, and it's nice because having these cards in here means that you can at will make sure that your back row is clear to summon more BAs. 1 Warning because it's just a really powerful 1-of, and triple Vanity's Emptiness to lock down the game. I cannot wait till this card gets banned because it's just one of those annoying cards that's going to be around until it is. Moving on to the extra, we have 2 Virgil, triple Dante, triple Downward Magician. Finally decided to max out on this because protecting Dante is very important, because if Dante gets like bounced back to the extra deck, then it's not going to trigger, so you can overlay Downward on top, allowing you then to protect it to ensure that Dante goes to grave. That way you can get your Seer and just keep the loop going. We have 2 copies of Alucard to deal with back row, a Giga Brilliant to buff our team because our guys are a little bit tiny. Acid Golem is a fantastic card if we need a gigantic beater. Nightmare Shark is basically better Gaga Cowboy. I don't know if it's better necessarily. It's better because it does 2,000 damage if you're able to connect. Problem is you have to go to your battle phase, right? So there's a few hoops to jump through, but as soon as your opponent goes under 2,000, it is very scary for them going up against BA, and we don't even have Barbar yet. And then we also have Zen Mains because it's like one of the best rank 3s ever printed. And the side deck, 2 copies of Majesty's Fiend and triple Vanity's Fiend. These are cards we've not seen in a while. Majesty's Fiend, I don't think we've seen at all, as a matter of fact. These cards are brutal. Vanity stopping special summoning, Majesty's preventing monster effects from being activated. These cards can immediately take over games. And of course, this being a light's pretty good for stuff like BLS. Triple Puppet Plant is in here as well because it's not a terrible card. We have 2 Enemy Controller, a Monarch Stormforth because we can use this to tribute for our Vanity's Fiend or our Majesty's Fiend. Bottomless Trap Hole is a 1-of, and triple Fairy Wind to deal with stuff like Qli or any other back row decks that are playing stuff like Vanity's Emptiness. So I'm feeling really good about this because the win percentage of BA to Qli is extraordinarily high just because we have access to Fire Lake. It's not unwinnable for Joseph, but I'm feeling pretty confident. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Buddy, I do not know how I am not in the shirt of shame this week. I got to be perfectly honest with you. I was expecting to lose that one easily 3-0.
Well, you know, thankfully, now I'm going to get to run it back and lose a second time with Qli. This is amazing.
What do you mean? This is a very favorable matchup for Qli. I don't know what you're
I think that maybe you are lying extremely.
You're getting the true Qli experience, buddy. I don't know what you're talking about, but let's get into it. Shout out the patron, Ethan Senecal. Thank you for the support, buddy. Got the hand up.
No, I don't. Yeah, I got it.
Even.
It's odd.
Okay.
3 for Dante, baby.
You get to start, so that's a huge advantage that you get to have in this matchup.
I mean,
and,
that's step 1 of several necessary.
for playing Qli. All right, let's see what you got, buddy.
Okay. Summoner's Art.
That's a good start. Yep.
I'll get Scout.
No such thing as Ash Blossom in this format.
Thank God for that. Pot of Duality.
Sure.
Oh, I'll take Madolce Knights.
Interesting. Okay.
I was hoping we'd get to show this off. This is the spice from this deck.
May I read Madolce Knights just so I can see it?
No, you may not. No.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah. Judge. I'm just kidding. When a monster effect is activated, if you have no monsters in your graveyard, fitting, negate the activation. Then if you control Madolce... Okay, that doesn't matter. Okay, so you just get to negate something, basically. Unless you're playing Pudding Cess and Qli, then that's a different story.
Ooh, yeah. We're going to go for Scout. We're going to trigger Scout. We are going to grab Sacrifice.
Seems like a good one.
I'm going to set Odd Eyes Pendulum, perhaps. I'm going to set 2. Go to end phase. Odd Eyes goes face up. We will grab... Let's grab Helix.
Okay.
Back to you.
Helix, Sacrifice, and a couple of back rows. All right. Anything in standby?
Nope.
All right. We'll go to main 1 in that case. I guess we try to get things going. I'm going to go ahead and reveal Alec, Malabranch of the Burning Abyss.
No response to this.
Bring him on out then. I will reveal Calcab, Malabranch of the Burning Abyss. Getting both new guys out immediately. Anything here? Let's go for Mr. Dante number 1. Let's fire the effect. I'm going to get rid of... none of these matters because none of their effects will trigger. I'll get rid of Alec, I guess, and we'll mill 3 for cost. Scarm Seer. Not too bad. I guess we will... Yeah, we'll trigger the Seer. Let's get back this Alec, I guess.
Why don't you actually get back nothing?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you can just negate the effect. Okay. In that case, I'll just go to battle.
Yes.
Try for 25.
Okay. Just trying not to die here, folks.
This deck, I mean, this deck can OTK, but it's
Yes,
very,
it can.
very few and far between that ever happens. All right, we'll go to second main. I think I'll just set 2 in the back. We'll go to end phase, trigger Scarm.
Yeah.
And we'll get good old tour guide.
Yes.
Throw it back.
Where the fuck is stealth? Give me stealth. All right, we're gonna go Scout here.
Let's try it. I'll wind blast the Scout.
Woo! Discarding Seer. Yeah, that's fine.
Scout goes to the top. I'll trigger Seer, get Scarm.
Okay. Laser Clip.
This is a field spell.
Extra normal.
This is not good. I have no response to the extra normal.
Sakula.
Okay, now I gotta think here. So what happens? If you have a 2 tribute disc...
What happens? You flip up Fire Lake.
I wish, buddy. I would have flipped Fire Lake a lot faster if I had it. Yeah, this is fine. What do you got?
Folks, it's as bad as it gets. It is as bad as it gets.
That is true. Okay. So you've got some chains here. What do you want to do?
We are going to Helix 1, Disc 2, Sac 3.
What are you targeting with Helix?
The only spell trap.
Hey, sir, it says target 1 spell or trap on the field. It does not say opponent.
Get mine.
I will chain Karma Cut.
Ooh, okay.
Let's banish the disc.
No.
I'm getting fucking railed then. All right, yep.
Put
Let's
that
get
shit
shuffled
back.
Excuse me. I'm putting it back. Resolve your chain.
All right, we'll get a Carrier Helix. We'll get Scout here off the Sacrifice. Scout effect. Grab Carrier. Time to perform a Pendulum summon.
You got it.
All right. Key battle. Disc.
Okay, I will trigger Dante. I don't know if I want to trigger Calcab and give you a thing back out of your scale.
Calcab can only hit sets.
Oh, it's only sets. Yeah, so I can't even do that anyway. That's fine. I'll Dante. I'll get Seer back to him.
Whoa,
Shocker.
crazy. Who could have seen that coming? We'll go Carrier in.
Isn't this carrier only 18 because it was specialed off disc?
While I have a Carrier in my Pendulum Zone, it's a 21.
Oh, it's +3. That's right. All right, that's fine.
And then 21, 21.
I forgot that these things have effects when they're in the scale.
Yeah, right?
Thank you for reminding me. Imagine reading. Reading.
Second main, I'll just go to end phase, and I'll lose these 2.
Okay. Helix, like, drains them by 3, doesn't it? Yeah,
Yep.
Okay. I'm sorry to remember to draw. All right, we can go to game 2.
Oh, can we?
I also forgot to resolve Scarm, so yes, because I would have tour guide too.
Oh! Oh, well, if you are cheating.
Actually, okay, fine. I'm game
well,
even
whoa,
if you
whoa,
don't let me resolve tour
ask,
guide.
Did you rip the Regeki off the top?
No, I had the Regeki since turn
Oh,
one.
well, then, yeah, I'm dead.
Okay.
I love Regeki, dog.
Don't you?
Bring
Don't
back
you?
Io.
I think isn't this when it just got limited for like didn't it just come off the ban list at this time? I can't remember for sure.
It was very recent. We will grab. Who cares? This doesn't matter. We'll grab Sacrifice.
Sure.
Same deal as last time. OEPD 1, 2, 3. End phase. Go grab a Helix.
You got 3 this time. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
back
All
to
right,
you.
so Helix Sacrifice. You could have had Helix in the back row. That's fine. Main one. Let's go declare Scarm.
Wow.
Okay, no special summoning for Alex this turn.
This turn, if I get my
was
way,
gonna say,
never again.
And never again. Never again. I think I will set 1, 2, and 3. Guess throw it to you?
All right.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Stand by main. Scout. We'll grab Carrier.
Okay.
We should have normaled this guy last turn. I just kind of assumed that we wouldn't get this far. Sack.
Yep.
Combat.
1T1A. Probably fine with this, sure.
Second main, we'll go... Oh. Back to you.
More back row. Good lord. Okay. Well, I'll draw. Standby main. What was he add off the scout carrier? I'm just gonna set 1, 2, chuck it back.
I fucking love Yu-Gi-Oh, dog. Stand by main. Carrier. Sacrifice.
Oh my god.
21.
I will activate Fairy Wind.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Holy shit. You're gonna get everything. Every single card on my field. I have to wiretap here.
That is fine. Okay, so this goes, New Chain Vanity's Emptiness goes.
Yep.
And then it is Scarm. Take 21.
Second main, I'm going to... we'll scout. I'm gonna grab a disc.
Next turn,
Set one
sure.
more.
Jesus. End phase Scarm.
Yeah.
Let's grab a Graph. We haven't seen him yet.
No, we haven't.
Still in end phase. I'm gonna try for it. I'm gonna Wind Blast the card you just set, pitching the Graph.
Okay.
Trigger Graph, if that's fine.
Yep.
Let's grab ourselves a Rubik.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him either. All right, we'll draw.
Yep.
Standby main. I'm gonna normal Seer.
Yes.
We're gonna Sync.
Yep.
Go for the boy.
There he is.
He has appeared. So Seer will trigger here. We're gonna grab back our copy of probably Scarm. Graph's like fine too, I guess. We'll get Graph, sure. Whatever. Let's go Virgil Effect. Pitch Alec. Let's spin the carrier.
Yeah. I'll go Sacrifice here. We'll grab Carrier. No, let's grab Helix.
And then Battle, I'm just going to clear the other Helix.
I still got a Sacrifice on him.
Oh, it does have a sack. Well, I can hit you for damage, okay?
All right. How much is this?
You're 21 to my 25.
You know what's really funny, actually, is that I have limited removal.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Okay, well, I'm not dead here. So this doubles you to 48 plus sacrifice is 51.
I think it goes the opposite way, right?
Oh, does it double the... Oh, it's not original attack. It's just double the attack. Okay, so it actually doubles...
It's 42 total.
Yes. It's 42 to my 25, so I take 17?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fucking irritating. Virgil Effect. I guess I get to draw a card. How the fuck that's gonna do me. Second main, I will set 1, 2, pass the turn.
This is called Play Around Fire Lake. Okay, Helix, Sacrifice. So we'll go grab Sacrifice here. We'll grab Scout. Fuck it. My turn?
Yep.
Stand by main.
All good.
Scout! Let's go grab Carrier.
Okay.
I will activate Carrier.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll Pendulum Summon. We'll go Helix, Scout.
Okay, so I know you still have Disc. It sets you up for a play with Disc. Yeah, go off, King.
We will tribute the Scout for Disc. Disc effect.
This requires 2 tributes, sir.
Oh, why am I thinking that it has vanities? All right, we'll just do both these for disc.
Okay. Any other parts of your chain?
Yeah, I probably should helix here. We'll go helix 1, disc 2.
Okay, what are you targeting with helix?
This one.
That is... Yep, it was vanities. It would have been a great way to counter disc.
All right, anything here?
I do not think so.
All right, let's go carrier in.
All right, so this is 21 because you have a carrier in the scale. So Graph will die. I'll trigger Graph. We'll grab ourselves a Seer.
I hate this. God, I hate this.
Don't you miss this deck so much?
No carrier.
Sure, trigger Seer.
Yeah.
I will revive Virgil.
We'll try and eat Virgil too. Fuck it.
Got Wind Blast for the disc.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, this is Virgil can't get out of hand. That's all we gotta hope for.
Okay, these die.
Wow.
Just to be pendulum summoned again next turn. All right,
There is
main
a
phase
next
1.
turn, yep.
Let's try for it. Normal Scarm.
Yeah.
8.
Yep.
25.
Yes.
Go.
Okay, you know that my win condition is to perform a pendulum summon. Why would you not Virgil pitching Scarm? I can only think of one reason, and unfortunately I came prepared.
No! Fuck! I'm like, it has to be wiretap or I'm fucked. Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, I'm pretty sure I'm dead here, so
You
just
are
make it
literally
quick.
just dead, yeah.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. I love old.
Yeah, and you
pendulum
summon
rules.
disc.
I
You
love-
summon disc. Yeah. God, had the fucking wiretap. Like, it was a debate between Fire Lake setup or Virgil spin one of the scales, but I know you had at least one of the scales, and I think you were drawing into the other one because I spun it back with the Wind Blast. So, like, I think I had to go for the Fire Lake, otherwise, like, I was just fucked. So
Yeah, and it's like this weird position where you can't fire like proactively to maybe draw a defensive card to get out of it with the Scarm, because then I just normal a guy and sacrifice it and you die. It's just rough.
It is rough. This
Speaking of
is the
rough.
first time I get to go first, though. Yeah, speaking of rough for you, that is. Good luck, sir. I'm going to go ahead and special Scarm.
Yep.
Normal Graph.
Yep.
Not ideal, but we'll take
Not
it.
ideal,
We'll go for
he says.
Dante.
Yeah, go
Not
for it.
ideal. We'll detach Graph. We'll mill 3.
Yep.
Let's see how good we can get. Those are pretty shitty, actually.
Okay, all right.
Go trigger Graph. We'll get Seer.
Yep.
And then we're just going to set everything and pray.
Come on, man.
What are you
Not
worried
like
about,
this.
buddy? What are you worried? I have 2 Burning Abyss on the field. Nothing to panic about. Nothing. Everything's fine. Don't worry. Duality's good.
Sacrifice is a good card. Okay. Anything here?
Nope.
Let's normal summon carrier.
Sure.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, this is fine.
So I attack Seer, you get Graph, and he just chills. Boy, that really doesn't do anything, huh? I'm gonna set Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. I mean...
Russian roulette, baby. Russian
if you
roulette. Let's
have it, you have
go.
it. I'll go to end phase. Is that okay?
Let me go ahead and think here. Very, very tough decision I've got here, actually.
sure,
Yeah,
for
we've
sure.
got it. All right. I will pop everything.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll
All right.
sacrifice, you know.
Yeah, so I also get a Seer Dante trigger as well.
Yes,
What'd
you
you add
do.
off the sacrifice?
Don't take a wild guess.
I'm gonna guess Scout. So Seer Dante. I guess we'll go Seer, bring back the Dante. Do I even want the Dante? Oh yeah, we'll just go Seer Dante, Dante Seer.
Never seen this play before.
Never. No.
Back to you.
I was debating if I wanted something else, but that's fine. All right. One of these
something.
days, I'm gonna remember my Scarm trigger, buddy. One of these
Oh,
days.
no, go get it. Go get it.
Okay. I appreciate
Wait,
that.
what Scarm trigger? Oh,
Off
he was
of the
under
Dante.
Son of a bitch.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. All right. So we're shuffled up. I will draw. Normal tour guide.
Yeah.
Let's go for... I don't think I can kill you, sadly. We will have another... We will have no Burning Abysses on the field. Or we'll only have Burning Abysses on the field after this, so this is fine. We will go for Dante number 2.
Yep.
Detached mill 3.
Yep.
There's
Oh.
BLS. I don't know if I want anyone else in rotation, if I'm being honest. I kind of just want to go for damage, so I guess I'll get Seer.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I still have to actually, like, win the game at this point. Got what here? Decent amount of damage. Okay. 1,000, 16, 25. Second main, these will go to defense. I will Downward Magician over one of them. I think I want to keep the other one just because I can keep getting material. That will pop the Seer. I have not used Seer this turn, I believe, correct?
That is correct, yeah.
So I will get Scarm, which will just immediately pop itself then. And then I think I'm just chilling. I'll go to end phase, trigger Scarm. We'll get another tour guide.
All right, well, the good news is with
I will not. Tour guides,
Send
they're
me at
all
this point.
milled. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Instead, I will grab Cow Cab. Fuck it.
I was going to say probably, you know.
Go.
All right, with no two BAs on your side of the field, I'm no longer afraid of Fire Lake, but that means the back row is probably Karma Cut, Phoenix Wing, which I do not think I can beat. Let's go Scout. We'll go for the
So like to
effect.
pay your 8?
Yes, I'll pay the 8.
Got the MST.
Okay, that's one of them. Let's go Helix,
No response.
Disc.
Still no response.
We'll PS2.
No response.
Whoop. Oh god, I have to PS this one in attack, don't I? Or else I'm just
Because
fucking
of
toast.
Downward has piercing.
Go to combat here. Do I even want to do this? Fuck. Yeah, I guess I do. We'll go carrier into downward.
Okay, so my downward is 2,000 to your carrier being 21, correct?
I think they are both 18s. Oh, no.
No, because of your scales.
Yeah. To 20.
Because I'm 23.
18 to 21, yes.
Yeah, so I take 100 here. And then trigger Dante.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Yeah. Got what? One Seer, Scarm. Can I get Tour Guide? That'd be fun. I'll get Graph. I'll draw. Main one. Let's declare Dante. Okay.
Oh, decent.
Trigger
ones.
Graph Seer. We will go. Seer will grab Rubik, and Graph will get Scarm.
Yep.
Yeah, let's normal Calcab. We're gonna go Calcab Rubik for Virgil.
Yeah.
Calcab bounce this.
Ooh, that's so sexy.
Then we're gonna go probably Virgil here. I need to clear. The fuck, Scout has a lot of fucking defense.
He's got a bit of an ass on him.
He's got a bit of an ass. Yeah, that's for sure. So all my guys are getting drained. All of yours are pumped.
Pumping guys, draining guys.
We go Virgil. I'll pitch an excess Rubik. Let's just shuffle the... I don't really want to give you Scout, but I think you're dead here, right? This is what, 22 into 21 is 100. So I just need to clear... Actually, that's not lethal.
For what it's worth, the scout goes back into the deck.
Oh, yeah, it's not Wind Blast. That's true. I was trying to see if there's, like, a lethal line. I feel like there has to be, but maybe not.
Even if not, I think you're in a pretty decent position here, buddy.
Well, you still have... Oh, actually, all your shit's out of the pendulum scales. Yeah, never mind.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
yeah, get rid of this. I thought
yeah.
you still had shit to actually pen summon, but this is a much different story. Okay. Dante is also 2,500 attack. For some reason, I thought he was 1,000. I summon this in defense. Battle will go in.
What is this?
100.
Sure.
And then this is 22, so it's game.
Because I no longer control a... Oh, because only my Klee monsters get buffed. Yes. Oh, man. That was... I'm glad we got to see the game 1 and 2. That game 3 was a little more representative of how this matchup
How this actually goes, I agree. I agree.
Oh, my God. Fire Lake, man.
I can tell you it feels so good. Not the Fire Lake part. I'll save you. But it feels so good having more BA names in rotation.
Oh, yeah.
Just having access to Virgil just makes such a difference for being able to clear different things. Having access to just Rubik, Calcab, Alec. Like, you can do plays before you actually commit to Tour Guide, which is nice. Because before, I mean, Tour Guide was sort of your normal summon, and that was like... I mean, it always is your normal summon, but, like, you couldn't really, like... do enough with the other BAs to really make it worth your while. But as this deck starts to evolve, it slowly becomes summon a bunch of BAs just by special summoning to like bait stuff, and then you commit your tour guide at the end, and then you're basically off to the races. So
yeah,
I think we got to give this deck a pretty good representation in terms of like how much more liberating it is being able to play with so many more different names and seeing the deck evolve. And plus Fire Lake's crazy.
Yeah, Fire Lake's crazy, of course. In fact, though, that was not common knowledge at the start of the format.
Yeah.
Many people thought, oh, Fire Lake is too high investment. You're sending 3 cards you control conditionally to pop 3 cards your opponent controls. They're really discounting the utility that you get off of sending like a Dante and a Scarm and then getting to search and reborn back the Dante with a Seer that's under the Dante, etc., etc. And 3 cards. I mean, 3 cards. Up to 3 even. You can't even blanket with something like, pop my own card in response. Well, if I'm wrong, we'll just cut it out. But it really was Hoban who innovated this deck in particular. People were torn between if you wanted to play like the Mathematician, Supply Squad, heavy trap lineup, like bottomless trap holes, mirror forces style of it, or as few traps as possible, all of which were chainable. So that you could clear your back row and make room for special summoned BAs really quickly. That ended up winning out in the end. Just having more names, even if they don't provide a lot of utility, things like multiple copies of Rubik, multiple copies of Cowcab, multiple copies of Alec, turned out to be a huge boon for the deck. And the only trap card that rots in the back row is either an answer to something your opponent has specifically brought in, or exactly Fire Lake. And if you're ever in a position where you've got a Fire Lake in the back row, you are so far ahead of your opponent, it's crazy. Boy, oh boy, this was rough for the deck that is trying to stick 2 scales and a normal summoned monster, as you all saw based on that first turn setup.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen 2 sides of the triangle, right? I mean, last episode we saw like how Shadal struggles going up against Qli, just because the Qli cards line up so much better against the Shadal cards. And in this episode, we sort of get to see why BA had the better Qli matchup. We still haven't showed off Shadal versus BA in these new forms, which I think would be a lot of fun, since we would complete the triangle at that rate. And Satellar Knight's still actually around at this time, but it's fascinating because Satellar Knight came out of the gate swinging. I mean, it was getting first place after first place at even like ARGs and the like. But as people started to not only get more new support in the form of new challengers, but actually understand and just figure out these decks and how they're supposed to operate, we start to see Satellar Knight slowly work its way down the list in terms of how much representation it actually has. Not to say that it isn't still there, but Trevere, just by comparison, isn't really enough to have it keep up with the amount of support these decks receive. I mean, Qli's only on its first wave of support. It gets better cards in the next set, like Qliphort Stealth. It gets Monolith.
The entire time I'm just like, where is the fucking stealth? Just give me stealth. I want stealth, damn it. We got a couple more.
You'll get to play it in a future episode.
Yeah,
we
got a couple more Qlis to try out. Obviously, once stealth comes out, the deck changes entirely. Changes again when it becomes Ape Qliphort Towers Turbo. And then it changes again in 2016 when it comes Demise Qli, one of my all-time favorite decks, because I'm a sadistic fuck. But for now, this is good enough to beat a significant amount of the meta.
Yeah, your build wasn't running towers because initially, like, they just weren't doing that, right?
It's so much investment. And for what it's worth, in our matches, I think we saw, between this week and last week, maybe like 2 pendulum summons total. Well, it always had the potential to threaten like a big PS5. It was doing so on a turn where you had already exhausted all of your opponent's other options. The game was all but over. The pendulum summon just sealed the deal. Once Towers Turbo becomes the name of the game, once Stealth becomes the name of the game, it starts pendulum summoning frequently.
Yes, and it's very funny, the creative outs that people go to to out Qliphort Towers. But of course, that is for a future episode.
One thing I'm not looking forward to in terms of future Qli innovation is Recreate. Maybe we'll get Coder on the line for those ones, because
we're gonna need him for the whole episode. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons for all of their continued support. So shout outs to Shoutout1317, Moto, Tim00x3, Cameron Smith, MBT Play Medolce, Chaotic Meatball Part 2, Pony Starks, The Synchro Guy, Dan the Man Hoban, I ship MBT and Cimo, Draconic Phoenix the Immortal, Jordan Coons, Iron Bladesman, Jesse Wood, Chris Hood, David Liu, Dylan Hunter, Cody Bretz, John Two-Based, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Zerius Business, MBT caught injecting his fairy lily, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Valen Jackson, Hornet, aren't you glad I didn't say Alpha Tribute Ben 10, TC Gaming, thanks for the sleeve stat, Matthew Brady, Max, Twinkle Muncher, Eater of Crayons, Luabon, Yodabon, Helios 515, Simo's Chaos Cooking Draft, MBT funding the Iris with his Rothschild Wealth, that's his Roth IRA, Simping for Simo, Stolfin Amethyst, Nicholas Carpenter, Simo's Harem of Sexy Yugi Tubers, LGMBTQ, Nim Noodle, Malabranch of the Burning Tunnel, Stella and Zoa Vermilion, Wonder Waffle, James Keen, Skull Servant, and the Wandering Doomed are boyfriends. MBT cancel by all community soon, cancel by all committee soon, cancel by all players soon. Not reading cards makes the game interesting. watching, and you know it. The MBT and MBT Yu-Gi-Oh! Stands for Morbin Time, The Undertaker versus Cimoooooooo and MBT, Dalton, Hunter Reed, Shrug Zyx, The Crystal Beast Enthusiast, ITF, Corvain, Dark Echo, TG Starman, Seamoose Engage, Viso the V, Wacky Waving, Arm Failing, Fable 2 Men selling crudely painted, not so funny plywood cutout folk art, and hatformat.com. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.